Good morning, this is Crazy Cheap Chick. Let's go inside and see what we find. Yeah, we got a lot on the clearance rack today, but I don't think there's much I'm interested in. Spiders today, though. I really like these, but I've pretty much already got my menu planned out. I might get the smaller one just to add to salads. Got some cauliflower for $2.70. Yeah, I'm not sure why mayonnaise has gotten so expensive, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab one. Man, my friend just told me they put out a bunch of meat. And they did. Well, guys, I spent $75.38 pre-tax this morning at Dillon's, and it was a madhouse. There were so many people there. I went about 9 o'clock, and it was crazy. It's not even that close to Thanksgiving yet, so I was really surprised how busy it was. But let me tell you what I got. I got this Nature's Own bread for $3.49. I love the Perfectly Crafted. They were out, and this was on sale. This French onion dip was on sale for $2. Butter was on sale this week for $2.99, and you could get up to 5. And I got 2. Butter lasts a really long time, but I'm really trying to cut my butter intake because of the big diet. This yogurt rang up for $1 because I had a coupon. And then I got this clearance yogurt for $1.08. And the coupon was you had to buy 2 to get $1 off. These are normally like, I don't know, $1.60 or something. Got some chips for $1.99 and some more chips for $2.99. I think they were more expensive because they were flavored. Pie crust, I got 2 sets of pie crust for $2.79. That's considered a sale price. Pie crusts are getting so high, I may have to go back to making my own pie crust, which I don't enjoy making pie crust. I went ahead and got 2 more sweet potatoes since sweet potatoes are on sale for 49 cents. And that's like 80 cents worth of sweet potatoes. This mayonnaise was on sale for $4.99. You know, they always have these promotions where it's like buy 5 or buy 6 and get an additional 50 cents off. Well, I didn't play into that today. So I only got the $4.99. If I'd bought enough items, I think this would have gone down to like $3.99, but it just wasn't worth it to have to buy the extra items. This is still like $1.50 less expensive than it normally is. I don't know why mayonnaise has gotten so expensive. Then everything else is clearance. And I think I may kind of like my new plan of going like every 3 days, because you never know what you're going to find. You can go in Dillon's any time of the day and find something on clearance. It's not even necessarily about how much you're spending. I mean, I always try to keep my grocery bill to around $150 a week for 2 people, but that's even kind of deceptive. Like today, I've got people coming for lunch. They're helping us fix some stuff, so I felt like I should make them a sandwich and chips and get them a dessert. Sometimes, though, it's not about what you're spending, it's about what you're saving. And like, I didn't know I was going to find this today. This big container of fabric softener was reduced to $5.39. This stuff's normally $9. And I also took the time to see if there was a coupon. There was a $1 off coupon, so it actually rang up for $4.39 for this huge container. So that's a pretty big savings, almost half off. I got this cheese. I love this stuff. How do you say that? Gruyere? I don't know. It's a caramelized cheese and onion dip. And I make some macaroni and add this to it. And it makes the best macaroni and cheese you've ever had in your life. I love it. Then I went ahead. They still had ham. From the last time I was there, I got some ham. And they still had some. So I went ahead and grabbed 3 more packages. And I'm just going to throw these in the freezer for the future. And they also had some boar's head cheese for $2.13. That's less expensive than the cheap cheese. I got this little pumpkin roll. I'll take that out on a plate and pretend like I made it. I won't really, I'll tell them. But these are normally almost $10. marked down to $3.77. Got some more nuts. These were a different kind. And I love these in salads though. This was on the clearance rack for $1.35, so I grabbed it. You never know when you're going to need stuff like that. It's just good to have on hand. This roast was on sale for $13.68, and the stir fry mix was reduced to $1.57. I got some garlic, minced garlic, for $1.44. This bunch of bananas was on clearance for 77 cents. I bought some of these flowers the last time I was in, and they were $4.20, and today they had some marked down to $2.60. If things don't sell right away, they keep marking them down. Every day they mark them down until they're gone, I think. And then they had some naan. I love naan, and it was marked down to $1.53. That's probably something I'll put in the freezer. I made a pot pie the other day, and I had so much filling left that I'm going to make another pot pie. And then the other pie crust, I'll probably make an actual pie with it. We're going to have ham and cheese sandwiches with chips when we're traveling. And when we're traveling, I like to take our lunch with us because it's just, I think it's healthier. Of course, it's less expensive than going through a fast food drive-through, but it's so much healthier. And you know what you're getting. And so we'll make some ham and cheese sandwiches and some chips for the road. And I got some dip to go with the chips. And I'm going to make that roast and potatoes. I had got all those clearance potatoes, so we'll have a roast. So I've got everything I need for the next 2 or 3 days. The stir fry kit, I'm not going to use it as stir fry. I'm actually going to use it in salads. I'm going to just take these vegetables and add them to the salads I already got. And this is just a little extra stuff. It's not all going to be used this week. I'm not using mayonnaise this week. I got plenty of butter. I've got plenty of yogurt, and I've got plenty of ham. These are just things that I'm stocking up on. I keep feeling like, you know, I could spend a lot less. If I just bought what I needed for each week, I would be spending a ton less money. But John Wayne and I have talked, and he's like very much feels like we should stay fully stocked up because you never know what'll happen in life, right? Another thing I wanted to mention is since I bought these things on a Friday, they had their 4 times fuel points. So even though I only spent $75, I earned 304 fuel points. And so that's the equivalent to about 30 cents off a gallon. Now here, fuel is really going down. I got gas yesterday and I used all my fuel points. Before the fuel points, it was $2.99 a gallon. And after the fuel points, I think it was like $2.40, something like that. So that helps out. Those fuel points really help out. Don't forget to do the survey on the bottom of your receipt because that's an additional 50 fuel points. Another thing I like to do is I take the meat out of the original packaging and put it in a baggie, and I marinate it for a couple of days before I use it. So I'm marinating this in rice vinegar and soy sauce and just some steak seasoning, and that'll tenderize it pretty well before we cook it. I got this bag of classic romaine a couple of days ago for $2.33, and its Best By date isn't until 11/25, so it's got almost a week on the Best By. Probably they're just not going to carry this size anymore, would be my guess. So I'm going to put this in a pretty bowl, and I'm going to use some of these vegetables in the teriyaki stir fry to be additional vegetables in the salad. So all I did was use the 1 bag of clearance lettuce and add in the clearance vegetables, the teriyaki, and some tomatoes. And I'm going to use these clearance nuts that I got. That'll give it a bit of a wow. And probably at the very end, before I serve it, I'll add some cheese. And I'm going to put my silicone mat on there that I just bought. Stick it in the refrigerator till dinner. A couple of weeks ago, I bought this pumpkin-shaped plate at Goodwill for $2.99. So I'm going to put it to use tonight. I'm going to cut up this cream cheese pumpkin roll and put it on this plate for dessert tonight. It looks like I went to a lot of effort instead of buying a pumpkin roll off the clearance rack for $3.77 and simply cutting it up. Fancy, very fancy. And I tasted it. It's really good. Like always, before I go to the grocery store, I always check the ad to see if there's anything I want to stock up on or really good sales. This week, now what appeals to me and what appeals to you are probably completely different things. I wanted to stock up on butter because they have butter for $2.99 a package and you can buy up to 5. And one thing I wanted to mention about butter is butter has a really long shelf life. So this butter I bought today, its best by date isn't until March 29th, 2024. So you can buy enough butter right now to get you through Easter, when it'll probably go on sale again. Of course, they have turkeys on sale, 97 cents a pound. I really don't like turkey, and so I may buy a turkey or may not. Another thing is they have pineapples for 99 cents each, but I really don't like pineapple. They had coffee, pretty good deal, for $5.99, but not in decaffeinated, which is what I drink. The sweet potatoes were a good deal at 49 cents. And those are the only things I really saw, but when you look through this ad, you may find different things because you may eat different things. I try not to eat a whole ton of processed foods, and so those are the things that I looked for when I went to the store today. I want to just say thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you got anything out of the video, please give me a like, comment, share, or subscribe. Now, before I go, I have one final tip for you. In my area, they have the Area Agency on Aging. I don't know why I have so much trouble saying that. Area Agency on Aging. And they have a program there called CHAMPS. And it's a food program. They must have applied for a grant or something. And you can send in money to them. I think it's like $3.50 a meal. And they will send you a card like this. And you can get up to 1 meal a day. And the best thing about the program is it's not income capped. So even if you make $500,000 a year, I guess you can still participate in the program. It is age restricted. You have to be 60 or above or married to someone 60 or above. And I got to participate in the program last year because I'm married to old John Wayne, who's so much older than me, 2.5 years. And it's a good little program though, because you can get up to 1 meal a day. And if you don't have the money to send them, you can just order the meals for free. So some of my friends who are pretty income restricted, they don't make a lot of money, they don't have a huge retirement, they sign up for this program and they get 1 meal at no cost a day because it's voluntary if you want to contribute towards the program. Now I contribute because I think it's a great program and I want to see it continue. And I imagine that someone somewhere had to apply for a grant, and the government probably does it because they want us to eat healthier. Because if we eat healthier, I'll bet they have to pay a whole lot less in healthcare expenses. And it'll probably keep us in our homes longer. So anyway, it's a good program, and they may or may not have it in your county, but I think it's worth checking with your Area Agency on Aging to see if they have this program or other programs you might qualify for, because as you get older, there are some programs for seniors that save you a ton of money. Now, as always, if you stick around to the end, I tell you a story to either delight you or horrify you, and I think today's will probably horrify you. As you know, the last couple of weeks, we've ended up in the ER twice because of John Wayne's bad shoulder. Well, each time he had to take off his shoes, and he had on socks that looked like this, huge holes in them. So embarrassing. I'm like, why don't you get some new socks? He's like, well, these socks, they're really comfortable, and they're really good, and they're warm, and I like them. And I don't notice those holes. So I think I'm just going to have to order him some new socks. And this company is called Duluth, and I think their products are really good. They even have a warranty. It's like a 7-year warranty. If something wears out before 7 years, you can send the product back and they'll replace it. Now, I'm sure these socks are more than 7 years old. In fact, for a while, I think they had an advertising line that was something like, these socks are so good you can will them to somebody. And I kept telling John Wayne, do not will me your socks. I do not want you to leave me your socks in your will. And seeing these holy socks reminded me of another little story. When my grandparents were alive, we would go up to visit them quite a bit, and I would help my grandma clean her house. And she always used old socks or underwear as dust rags. And my daughter, who was probably about 12 at the time, she's handed a pair of her great grandpa's underwear to dust with. And she's like, if it's not good enough for your butt, it's not good enough for anything. And there is some child wisdom there. If it isn't good enough for your feet or your rear end, it probably isn't good enough for anything else. But my grandparents came from the Great Depression, and they never threw anything away until it had disintegrated. And I miss them so much, and I learned so much from them on how to be cheap and how to save money. And I'm so glad that I had them in my life to show me that. Anyway, that's my story for today. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week.